Guys, I kind of feel like DJ Khaled in the sense that I'm really suffering from success as of late in the UFC. Alex Pereira's the champ again. Yuri Prohaska is on a winning streak, and Charles Oliveira has now won versus a very good contender still in the year of 2025. That is how good life is at the moment. What is not good is Montel Jackson, which we're going to talk about in a second, and Joel Alvarez, who we're going to talk about a little bit later. We got to go through the recap for this entire card. I'm going to give my thoughts about each of the fights, starting with the main event. Charles Oliveira, listen, who else has done it to Gamrot like that? Nobody's done it to Gamrot. Nobody's finished Gamrot in his career until this point. Um, nobody gets finished until they finally get finished. It is what it is. Listen, Charles took him down early. He ate a couple shots. It is what it is. Who doesn't get rocked from a jab every now and then? He gets to the body lock. Well, actually, no. Gamrot tried to take him down. Charles tried to jump Gilly, which I thought was how he was going to win. I thought he was going to win via guillotine. But he really played it super smart. It's exactly how you should play Gamrot, and it's what Oliveira should be doing to everyone that tries to take him down, is have an incredibly active guard. Instead of going to guillotine, it's okay to go on your back, but make your guard super active. He was throwing up arm bars, triangles, omoplata attempts, really trying to get the shoulder lock too. He was doing everything in there to make sure that Gamrot wasn't comfortable, and you could tell in moments Gamrot was like, "Holy shit! Like I need to get back to my feet. I do not want to be here." He realized he wasn't built for that, which goes to show that Arman Sarukian might not be that fucking good. But either way, I think Charles needs to keep fighting with that really kind of fast paced guard where he's throwing a lot at you at once. He used it to get back to his feet and actually take the back, where he threatened a bunch of rear naked chokes. He almost had kind of a not a bulldog choke, but just like a tight squeeze kind of on the jaw. Um, Neck crank actually is the better word, but the round ends. We get to round two. Charles on the feet started lighting Gamrot up. He looked dialed in. The teep kicks were there, leading with the jab, feinting his way in. Gamrot was throwing punches, but they had no sting on them. You could tell Charles didn't fear him. Walked forward, landed a couple nice left hands. I thought Gamrot got hurt in a moment, but it just seemed like he tripped. Um, then Charles went and took Gamrot down, tried to slam him, but Gamrot at least kind of got to his base, but then Charles took the back. And after like 20 seconds, was able to get the rear naked choke submission. It was an amazing win for Charles. He looked on. Can't believe he didn't fight in Brazil while he was the champ. It is what it is. In terms of what's next for Charles, listen, obviously, I would love the BMF fight to happen. I think it's what the UFC will do. You do Holloway and Charles. That's a massive fight. Fucking everybody will watch that. Everyone knows who the two of them are. Charles will lose that fight unless he has this incredible top control that we've seen now where he needs to get Max Holloway down early and often. On the feet, he's going to have nothing for Max. So I kind of don't hope they make that. In terms of what's next for Charles, I'm going to give you guys a sneaky thing they might do. If Benoit Saint Denis beats Beneil Dariush, he's kind of in a weird spot at lightweight, where he's kind of in limbo in like the 7 to 10 range when he wins that fight, and I believe he will win that fight. So then, what do you do with him? Because you have Patty, you have Chandler, you have a bunch of people. I think that you could do Charles and BSD. With the UFC, in my opinion, the way you capitalize on this, you do Charles versus Pimblett. I think Charles versus Patty makes a lot of sense as the next matchup for him. It's a title eliminator again, and Charles wants a run back to the belt. I'm sure he does. And Patty's a good name to do it. Plus, he needs a matchup. He's kind of out in the cold right now, so I think a lot of people would sign up for that. Or a Gaethje rematch. Gaethje would probably take that fight. So we'll see what they do with Charles, man. But took 0 damage. I'd love him to get back in there pretty soon. But obviously, beggars can't be choosers. What a win for Charles. Davison Figueiredo won the co-main event versus Montel Jackson. It was a split decision. I thought Figgy won. Dog shit fight. I could have predicted that. I had Montel winning by decision in a couple fucking parlays, I'll be honest with you, so that kind of hurt. But I picked Figgy in both prediction videos. Listen, I think people are going to look at this line and they're going to see split decision. They'll be like, okay, it wasn't that bad. It was a really bad betting line. If you even watch the Figgy versus Sandhagen fight, Corey was really good that night. I don't know if any bantamweight was beating Corey that night in Des Moines, or where were they? Des Moines. Um, that night, I don't know if anyone was beating him, but Figgy still landed shots. He got a takedown on Corey. Like, he didn't look bad. He dropped Piotr Jan in the fight before that. I have no clue why people were talking about this guy like he was 50 years old and couldn't land a strike. He was on the front foot. He landed a takedown or two. Um, they were close rounds. I thought Figgy clearly got the first and second. Montel won the third. It was a good win. You could tell he needed it for the confidence. Hopefully now he can go out there. I thought he hurt Montel in moments. Maybe the body language was weird, but I don't know, man. It was a good performance. Would I've liked to have seen a little more aggression from Figgy? Yeah, but he knew what Montel was throwing back at him, so I think he was just being safe. I'll be honest with you, though, on the Montel side, incredibly disappointing. I think a lot of people were high on Montel Jackson. He does have very good takedown defense. Big puncher. His hands are huge. Apparently, I'm not staring at people's hands, but apparently they're big hands. Um, but dude, and this is the same thing in the Daniel Marcos fight. When he doesn't land the shot, it is not great. Like, there's not a lot going on. I honestly kind of compare him to Tank a little bit, like Tank Davis. If you watch Tank Davis versus Ryan Garcia, he lands the shot early. It's a lot of fun. You're waiting for him to land it again, and then he lands it to the body. Fight ends. If you watch Tank versus Lamont Roach, Tank doesn't land the shot, and it's incredibly boring the entire time. It's only fun because the other guy is landing on him, right? Because obviously Tank was such a big favorite. But here with Montel, when he doesn't land that two, when he doesn't land that left hand down the middle, he has nothing. He has nothing to damage anybody. I cannot believe that they said he outstruck Figgy. There's no chance that happened. Shout out to Montel Jackson and Figgy. Figgy won the fight. Kind of not one to remember. There were a couple fights like that. Speaking of him, I feel like Joel Alvarez should have been booed out of the arena. Um, Listen, I get it. You could tell that he laid off a little in the third round on Vicente. I think he felt bad that it didn't get stopped in the second. But Joel Alvarez, the first decision he goes to is against a guy that Kevin Holland finished. You know what I mean? That Kevin Holland was rocking with jabs. You know, Joaquin Buckley finished Vicente Luque. Vicente Luque quit in that fight. Jeff Neal finished Vicente Luque. You know, if you want to be an upper echelon, powerful guy at 170, you got to finish Vicente Luque. Um, Luque, honestly, in the first round, I don't know how the judges scored it. I think you could have argued Vicente won the first round. There was that weird moment with the non-eye poke. I don't even play into the politics of that. I don't care enough. But I think aside from that, Vicente looked good on the feet. But Vicente has this thing ever since the Jeff Neal fight, where I don't understand it. Why? Like, he was doing decent on the feet, but it's after the flying knee. After he eats a big shot, it's like he just quits. Like, he's like, okay, I'm going to try and get this to the ground. If it doesn't go to the ground, they'll just kind of finish me down here and it won't be that bad. The ref can stop it and I can live to fight another day. It didn't go my way on the feet. You know what I mean? Like, mid-second round, he just quit. And that sucks because Vicente Luque was such a marauder. Um, he was such a warrior. Like, he gave so many good fights. But the guy just quits and fights now. It's very bizarre. Joel Alvarez had a checked out Vicente Luque in front of him and couldn't finish him. Um, I'm very disappointed by that performance. I mean, Vicente Luque was legitimately Anthony Smith maxing. Vicente Luque and Anthony Smith now share this trait where you curl up into a ball on the ground and just try your hardest to not get hit. Like, don't even try and get up. Vicente Luque had so many chances. His idol was Anthony Smith. They both love curling up into a ball and quitting mid-fight. Vicente Luque and Anthony Smith are quitters. Okay? They give up in the middle of fights. They used to be warriors. They used to go to war for all the fans, but it took a toll on them, and they quit and curl up into a ball. It's disappointing, but that's the reality of it. It fucking sucks, man, but we'll move on. I'm annoyed by that. Mario Pinto. First of all, this guy tried aura farming on the mic after the fucking fight. This guy's like, "Oh, I don't speak English," and then he's like, "Let me practice." I fam, yeah, it was an easy one to go through, but we did it. You know, it was incredible. Shout out to the London fighters. the London shoot box team, all of the mandem down north or down fuck where's London? I don't know where London is. But either way, he won the fight. I honestly didn't think he'd grapple. I thought he could win on the feet, but he said he ate a punch from Denise and felt like he needed to wrestle. So he took down Denise. Denise has nothing for anybody on the ground. Pinto just beat the shit out of him, and eventually Denise quit. Kind of a theme on this card with guys kind of doing weird shit. But either way, it was a great win for Mario Pinto. I can't believe Janata Deniz was a prospect, and I can't believe I picked him on the Thursday fucking card. You know, a little bit disappointed in myself on that one, but good win for Mario Pinto. In terms of what's next, do this guy versus Walter Walker. You know, um, we don't need to see Muhammad Usman. He's going to be suspended for a sample that came out, and fucking shocking that an Usman brother is on steroids. By the way, Usman had HGH bumps on him for years when he was in his prime. And fucking no one's, or I mean, everyone said a thing. Everyone thought that Usman was on PDs. I don't know how I'm getting sidetracked by this, but you know what I mean? Let's do Pinto versus Walter Walker next. Con Offley, mate. Nah, I'm not gonna do the bedtime, but it was a great win. Ricardo Ramos is a moron. He had a striking advantage, in my opinion, on the feet. He was more dynamic, but he shot in. He tried to get a leg lock. They don't work, man. It was deep, too. That's how you know they don't work. They really don't work unless you're a fat, untalented heavyweight. Offley was hip to it, was able to take the back. I forget if it was standing or if it was like a sitting choke, but either way, rear naked choke on Ricardo Ramos. Big upset, in my opinion. I really thought Ramos was going to win, but shout out to Con Offley, man, getting it done and keeping the career alive. Let's keep it going. Michael Aswell, listen, everyone saw if you were on Twitter that Lucas Almeida's hand was broken before the fight. He should have been minus a million. I know he doesn't have big power in his hands, so the KO was a little surprising, but you factor in not being able to use his right hand and the fact that Almeida is already chinny. It's not shocking that Aswell got in there and finished it quickly. I was happy he did. Speaking of people who can't finish fights, Gilbert Burns didn't have a left arm basically the entirety of the Bilal fight, and Bilal couldn't finish him. So goes to show the level of people that we're fucking cheering for sometimes. That Bilal didn't do shit to a one-armed Gilbert Burns in their fight. So it is what it is. Shout out to the Bilal stray there. Let's keep it moving. Jafel Filo, listen, this guy's legit, man. I've been telling people for a long time to watch out for Jafel Filo. Very good on the ground. His striking's kind of dog shit, to be honest with you, but he's very serviceable. On the ground, he's a beast, dude. This guy can do everything. He had a legitimate, I think he had the body triangle on Clayton Carpenter, and then Carpenter was able to spin out and take full guard before Jafel Filo kind of swept him with the Kimura grip, and ended up actually getting the Kimura on Clayton Carpenter. I do not really understand why Carpenter shot. Like, I know he's a wrestler, but he landed a big right hand. So many people have been tricked in MMA, and I'll die on this hill. People have been tricked to thinking that when you hurt someone on the feet, it's a good idea to shoot. Because it's like, oh, I'll get the takedown, and then that's really smart, Like, no, bro. If you hurt the guy on the feet, keep hitting them on the feet. So many guys outthink themselves. They're like, oh shit, like, let me be smart and take my opponent down. No, the fuck you shouldn't. That's like when Kelvin Gastelum hurt Izzy on the feet and then shot a takedown. Why would you do that? You're just wasting time and letting them recover. Keep hitting them. Throw more punches. It's so infuriating to see guys do that. And Carpenter did that here after landing a big right hand. But Filo, he made it happen to the Kimura. This guy was winning versus Mokaev before getting submitted in like the final 20 seconds. So crazy world, but shout out to him. And a big win too over a guy like Carpenter. Vitor Petrino. Listen. Dude, I'll be honest with you, man. Watching this fight, like, the whole time I'm thinking Petrino's going to KO Peterson, Petrino's going to KO Peterson. Peterson has nothing on the feet. Petrino's a big, heavy striker. He'll probably try and grapple, maybe, but Peterson's only a wrestler. Vitor Petrino knocks down Thomas Peterson early. Like, hurts him bad. We're like, oh shit, it's over. Fucking obvious ass answer. He then wrestles, like I was just saying, for the next 2 minutes. Is trying to chain wrestle and, like, slam the wrestler. Yeah, genius fucking move, guy. And then he tires himself out. He's Nate Diaz maxing, walking around the cage with his hands down, just looking away from Peterson. It's like he's annoyed that he's in a fight. You know what I mean? It's like you sign the contract, you do the training camp, you get in there, and then you're like annoyed that the person is still there. So you just walk around aimlessly. Finally and luckily, his coaches before the third round were like, "Yo, like fucking dumbass, just punch the guy. He's gonna be KO'd if you punch him." So then Petrino finally locks in for one combo and KOs Thomas Peterson. It was the dumbest shit of all time, but happy for Vitor. I'm out on him as a prospect. He's a decent grappler, but dude, if Thomas Peterson's giving you a run for your money, then we gotta have a conversation. So good for him. Thomas Peterson still looks like sketch. What's up, brother? I can't get up, brother. I've been knocked out, brother. So Sketch did get knocked out last night, but it's all good, man. Go back to OnlyFans. Either way, let's keep it moving here. Bia Mesquita, she was tough as fuck. Got the takedowns early, got straight to mount, was landing ground and pound. I was worried she was gonna get a KO. I was like, bro, fuck, like, is she gonna KO this girl? Um, but shout out to her, man. Great BJJ. You could tell that she just felt comfortable. I do think a decent striker is going to give her serious problems. You can tell that that's not a part of her game that's rounded out yet, but until then, she's a cool prospect. So let's keep feeding this girl cans. Fucking bring back Stolyarenko. Bring back Molly McCann. Bring back Demopoulos. Bring back whoever you want to bring back. Let's get this girl some fucking bums in there. Let's keep shit moving. Lucas Rocha ended up winning versus Stuart Nickel. I was getting DoorDash outside. I ordered Chipotle during the fights. Thought that would be a move, and did not see this. The guy, he kept spinning around my apartment 5 different times, and he could not find me. So I did miss this fight. It is what it is. I saw they did some like weird kicks at the end. I was watching for the final like minute. It seemed like Rocha just outstruck him. I'm not going to pretend to know what happened. Probably should cut Stuart Nickel from the UFC, though, I'll be real. Julia Pilastri, listen, Julia Pilastri, I'll be real, bro. Like, if you walk into her room and she's like, I am going to punch you in the fucking face and you're going to like it, you're going to accept that shit. You're going to enjoy the process of that. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to complain if she punches me in the face. I'll be real. I mean, listen, I might be admitting shit here, but I'm not going to, we are not complaining if Julia Pilastri tells us that she's going to kick us in the face, right? We're going to sit there and take it. That is the type of men that we are that support this channel and watch this video. It is what it is. She beat the shit out of Carolina. Carolina was posting OnlyFans photos and videos during the week. Fucking have some shame. Shout out Carolina. She seems sweet, but she ain't built for this anymore, man. She's damn near 40. Um, Final fight of the night, or first fight of the night, I guess. I did not watch this either. I'll be real. I was fucking at the driving range, hitting some 7-irons, hitting some drivers, you know, keeping it, trying to work on the game out there. Really like Daniel Cormier and Justin Gaethje maxing. Um, but I saw Luan Lacerda won by armbar. Listen, man, Simon Oliveira not being cut on the day of the fight is ridiculous. 8-pound weight miss. He got KO'd in his last fight. I think he got KO'd in the fight before that. This guy misses weight. He misses weight by an entire weight class, basically. I think he was 144. And Brian Battle got cut. You know what I mean? I get it, but fucking come on, man. Like, this shit is just, it's annoying. It's annoying that some of these guys get cut and others don't. Fucking, I mean, how long is Daniel Santos going to be here? You know what I mean? Like, this guy misses weight every single fight. He needs catch weights. He needs new weight classes. It's upsetting that some of these guys get these passes, but all is right in the world. Luan Lacerda won after a 2-year layoff. Good win for him. I don't know what's next for most of these people, but fucking we'll figure it out, man. We'll figure out, the UFC will figure out what's next. I don't know why I'm talking like I got authority, but either way, ladies and gentlemen, that'll do it for the video today. A nice, crisp 20-minute video. You love to see that on the channel here. I'm off to Walmart to buy some fucking groceries. I hope you all have a great Sunday. Watch some football. Yeah, play some bets. Listen, we are gambling today. We are gambling today, tomorrow, and until the day we all meet our maker. I hope you all have a fantastic day. Like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. If you didn't, then fucking comment that you didn't enjoy the video. In terms of what's next, I said it. Oliveira versus Holloway or Oliveira versus Pimblett makes a lot of sense to me. You could do Gamrot versus Fiziev. You could do Gamrot versus winner of Benoit and Beneil. That's probably what the UFC will do. Um, then for Figgy, bantamweight. I don't know, man. There's a couple of guys in there. I'd like to see Figgy versus a Marcus McGee or who else is at bantamweight? Fucking Figgy versus Vinicius Oliveira. I don't know. We could have. By the way, that guy should have fought, but I don't know what to do next with Figgy. I'm just thinking about the bantamweight rankings. You can't do him in Sandhagen. That already happened. Him versus Sean would be interesting. You could do Figgy and Sean. Figgy versus the winner of Zahabi and Cheeto. As a rematch if it's Cheeto, but I think Zahabi wins that fight. There's a couple of matchups for him. I'd be interested to see what he ends up doing, but in the meantime, I will see you all probably tomorrow doing some bullshit. We have UFC Vancouver coming up. That'll be a fun one, so hope you all enjoy. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.